All right, guys, it is a whole new week, and I am your host once again, Kenny, and I am glad to have Jazmin Allure. If you don't know about her yet, check out AEW Dark, and you will definitely check out this hot talent. Jazmin, what is going on?
Hi, thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for jumping on the show here. We've been catching you on AEW Dark, and for the people who don't know who you are, can you just give us a little background of yourself?
Yes, I'm Jazmin Allure, training at the Dog Pound with Jazz and Thunder Rosa right now. Made some appearances on AEW Dark and Elevation. Just trying to build myself up here in Texas and in the US, and that's pretty much it.
All right. How did you get started in the wrestling business?
So I started when I was 19, but I've been a fan since I was very young. Like I grew up with it because my brother watched it, and I was always that sister that would watch it with would do anything their brother did. So I started watching wrestling with him. I fell in love with it at a young age. My mom even took me to a couple shows when I was younger. But at 19, I was going through a lot in my life, like personally, and I needed something to escape, and wrestling was that. Like I started watching it, all the past matches and whatnot, and then I went to a show in Mexico, and I really fell in love with that. I was like, yes, this is something I can do for a living, and it's something that makes me happy, you know. So I went back to Austin, and I started training at AEPW by Papa Don, and I graduated from there. So, and he's really good with fundamentals and all the basic stuff. So that was a really good thing to have, and then go on to the Dog Pound and get more advanced with Jazz, Thunder Rosa, and Ronnie Mack, who are so incredible, killing it right now, even. So that's pretty much how I got into it, and now I'm here.
Yeah, because through this whole pandemic, we've been seeing a lot of people, popping in through the ranks now, and to see you come into AEW is like a breath of fresh air for the women's division because now you girls are just like killing it right now in on elevation and dark, and then hopefully from there that will elevate you guys to go up to dynamite, right?
Hopefully, yes, that's definitely one of my goals.
Okay, well, yeah, that's great. Hopefully, hopefully that happens. The way the women's division so far is going down in AEW, I can see that happening a lot quicker because you guys are definitely getting a lot more matches on TV, which is great. Um, so, what do you do to unwind with through this whole pandemic stuff? We've all been, cooped up in our homes. What have you been doing not to go star crazy?
Luckily here in Texas, everything pretty much opened up. There we were like one of the first ones to open up. So training, I still been training hard, doing workouts at home and whatnot. I also am still in school, so that takes up like a lot of time because I'm like trying to, finish up my degree in business. So that's pretty much been keeping me busy. I try to watch some like Netflix, but I'm really like one of those person that has to be like moving. I can't just be like laying down and just staring at the TV for some reason. I have to be like doing something. So if I'm not like training and working out, I'm like doing school, which is still kind of like it still sucks for me because it's like behind a computer and whatnot, but just trying to get that stuff done.
Yeah, everybody so far now has been stuck to a computer. Especially you see now, like you're doing interviews and and it has to be, do it through Zoom or wherever to like try and get to to everybody else. And I think once we get back to normal, that's when it's gonna feel weird.
Yeah.
Like when you have to do that in person interview and then you have to go through all the checklists and and stuff like that. But how did you get started with AEW?
So Thunder Rosa, who just main evented AEW Dynamite, she's my trainer, so she kind of got me in there. But they really liked me enough to keep bringing me back, so that's really good. But yeah, my trainers Jazz and Thunder Rosa really helped me get in there. But you know, pretty much
So
it.
you said Thunder Rosa. I interviewed Thunder Rosa here not so long ago. She's like an amazing person, and she's always helping talent. And that was one of the things she had told me through her promotion with Mission Pro Wrestling. And I've seen a couple of matches of yours on there as well. So like, how is it working with Mission Pro and having like Thunder Rosa as a trainer?
It's amazing. It's pretty cool because even before I started wrestling, I was like a big fan of Thunder Rosa because, seeing representation like from a Mexican woman doing all these badass stuff, it was cool to me. It was really like interesting. And I'm Mexican, so I like seeing representation. And so when I like met her, it was super amazing because she like gave me these opportunities, not only Mission, but SWE, and SWE has like brought in names for me and whatnot. So working for her company means a lot, especially because right now, after the Speak Out movement, things were like going crazy, and what she did for the girls is amazing. And the locker room is like what you see is what you get. Like there's no empty promises. So honestly, I'm so grateful to have met her and then be part of her promotion. It's incredible.
Yeah, you speak on the locker room. I've seen so many different posts and spoken to other women talent in that locker room, and you guys just seem like such a family, which is great. You know, so it's good to have things like that to to keep you going, especially with somebody who's so new to the business, as you had mentioned before. So like to get those advice, like what are some of the things that like people have told you, as you go through this journey, especially with this whole pandemic stuff going on now. I know it's completely different from, getting more bookings and more of like a safety thing. So like, what are some of the things like tips and, stuff that you've been getting so far?
I've gotten so many, like every woman I face in the ring, they've given me so many good tips. I think the most important one is, be confident in whatever you do. What like if you get one or two moves in a match, make it look crisp. And also always be humble. Like no matter what, like no matter where stage you go, just stay humble. I think those are my two favorite ones and the two I live by. I mean, there's like so many, like I could be here forever, but those are my favorite ones.
And how's the locker room over at AEW?
It's amazing. I was so nervous coming in because I was like, oh, like, there's probably gonna be a lot of ego here, you're gonna like I'm gonna feel like really I'm already small, I'm gonna feel even smaller. But everybody really talks to everyone. It's really like a family environment, and it's really close. And I really like that because like, I'll be like standing there and Chris Jericho would come up to me and have a conversation, or Jake Hager, or it doesn't matter. It's like I've met so many amazing people, and it's crazy because I grew up watching them, and I thought it was gonna be so different. Extras over here, and all the sign talent over there, and it's not like that at all. So I I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you hear so many tales, like, from people who play like extras and like different companies, and they say like, oh, you can't really talk to, certain talent. So to hear, things like this, how like AEW is such a family oriented place, it makes it good for like other people who are listening to this who want to get into the business and they want to maybe pursue going into AEW as like you did, and knowing that they can get that sense of comfort because
Yeah.
you definitely want to get into this business, but you just it's a little hesitant at times.
Yeah,
um
you hear a lot of crazy stories about like what you were saying, and I was so nervous and scared, but they really make a really comfortable environment, and I can't thank them enough for that.
so one of the nicknames that I found out about you is that they call you the top tier, right? So where did that come from?
That came from, so I was not, I mean, I'm barely a year in, but I was like a couple months in, and I was being put up with top talent like Jazz, Jordan Grace, Thunder Rosa. Like AEW was like in that part. It was before I was even a year in. So I was being put up against these top talents, and I was showing everyone I can like hang with them. So that's where top tier came about, because I'm like wrestling this top talents that makes me top tier.
That what that makes a lot of sense, and it's a good name because it just shows like your confidence being like when you look at some of your matches, you can't tell that you have only been there like going in it for like a year. It's like, you can definitely tell that you had some experience, and all the people that you're pretty much in the ring with are like helping you and you're helping them. So both of you guys are looking good at the same time. So the nickname definitely does fit you.
Yeah, it's kind of cocky. I love it. I love when I'm a heel and I'm like, I'm talking to you. It's amazing.
So what do you prefer? Do you prefer being a face or being a heel?
Um, I kind of like I kind of like both, to be honest. I started off as a face because I'm really small, so it was like I got sympathy really easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I was probably like a face for probably 80% of my matches, and but I'm starting to get like transition more to heel. I love heel personally, because I can like talk a lot of crap and stuff. But honestly, I think they're both pretty equal right now.
Okay, but all right. But okay, so let's see. So as far as like being a heel, right? Like, do you use a little bit of your personality to shine out at being a heel? Because I know some people, they say that like they dig deep and they kind of just show like a different side of themselves. Like it's when they become a heel, it's like they turned up their personality and turned it up to like about a 20.
Yeah,
So
that's
who?
pretty much what I got as an advice. Like just be me times like 20. But I guess it's just like a different side of me. I don't know how to explain it. It's still me. It's just like a mean version of me.
So how do you deal with the stress that comes with wrestling?
Honestly, I'm still like figuring that out because like my career just started. So in the beginning, it was kind of like, getting the hang of it. And then now that I'm going into more like um, TV kind of stuff, it's really stressful, especially like being in school at the same time. Because when I was traveled to AEW, I would bring my laptop and my homework with me, and that was really stressful. And then coming back, and I still have a job, and then I have to work, and then more homework because I would get behind. So luckily, I have a really supportive boyfriend who's also in the business, and he helps a lot with stress and calming me down, and he's amazing. Like he's great. Like it's great to talk about it too, not just keep it inside. I did that a lot in the beginning and it wasn't helping at all. So just talking about it, writing it down. I've gotten that as advice, writing down how your day went and whatnot. And that's really what I've been doing. I also got a stress ball somewhere around here, but that's also been helping me out. But yeah,
You
so
gotta you
just
gotta find that. You just you like it's
it's
somewhere.
it's gonna stress me out and even more later that I can't find it. That's actually a problem now. I didn't, anyways. Okay, but yeah, so it's a hippopotamus. It's so
Uh
cute.
huh.
I usually post it and whatnot, but now
Uh
I'm
huh.
kind of stressing out because I
Now,
can't
now,
find
now I got you looking for it. Now you're gonna
it.
you're gonna log off. You're gonna be like, where the hell is this freaking hippo?
Yeah, we'll see how I'll figure it out after
There
this
you go.
podcast.
All right. So we're gonna end it with some rapid fire questions. First thing that comes to mind when I tell you, you just pick, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
All
Yes,
right.
please.
So cake or ice cream,
Ice cream,
tacos or burgers,
tacos,
hiking or running.
hiking.
I think that's pretty much it that I would have.
Just
I don't
three?
know. Yeah, I think so. Deserted island or a packed beach.
Deserted island.
Okay. All right.
COVID
Well,
season.
that's true. You want to social distance, but everybody wants to be with like a whole bunch of crowded people now. Like I don't know. Like with WrestleMania coming up now, everybody's like so excited, and then like I'm so surprised that people
Me too. I'm
actually want to be
surprised
around.
it's happening.
Yeah, with fans, I'm surprised. Like I wasn't going this year. I was like, no way.
Well,
Like
not
I'm
even
still
just
iffy, but
that. Even the Mania weekend, all the shows that are going on,
yes.
that's surreal to me. But I mean, I couldn't go because I have like so much homework that would just
Uh-huh.
be even more on my plate. But yeah, that's pretty surreal to me that's happening.
So you're gonna graduate with a business degree. What do you plan on doing with this degree?
Honestly, okay, so yeah, people have been asking me this. I don't know because
Okay.
my plan A is wrestling.
Okay.
This is like kind of my plan B, like a backup plan, especially with COVID and whatnot, and also because my parents just really want me to do it.
I think you know what? That's everybody. Because when I was your age, my parents told me the same thing. That was like, at least just go get a degree.
Yeah,
Like you could do whatever it is that you want, but give us this. They just wanted the diploma. I don't know. I was like, well,
they just
I
want
have
the
to.
paper.
Yeah, they just want to see you up there, and they want to be like, that's your backup. But here's the thing, though. You're doing business, right? You have a trainer in Thunder Rosa who is a hustler. Pick her brain. I did when I
Oh
when I
yeah.
when I interviewed her. I picked her brain on a lot of things, and it was funny because she was my first guest on this show.
Oh nice.
So when we were off the air, I just like literally picked her brain on everything, like how to market, what else should I do, how to approach other talent, how not to be less nervous when I'm talking to people, and she just gave me that guidance. I still send her messages here and there. Um, so yeah, trust me, pick her brain. She will love it. And then you're around all these people in AEW. Everyone hustles.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna take that advice for sure.
There you go. So where can people find you on socials?
Everywhere I'm at Jazmin Allure, the way it sounds, JazminAllure, and then on my Instagram and Twitter page, I have like a link where you can get my merch and whatnot. And my link is like everywhere. I retweet it like every day. So
All right, guys. So, like Jasmine said, you can catch her every Tuesday and Monday on AEW Dark and Evolution. You can also get her merch on Pro Wrestling Tees, and then hopefully soon we will see her on AEW Dynamite. Jasmine, thank you so much for coming on the show.
thank you for having me.